I know what you're doing. You're watching this video. I realized I start every video by going, today we decided, like I say decided every single video, but today we decided that, that now it's too late.
It's your phrase now.
Yeah, now it's now it's too late. Sorry, my hair's a little gross right now. I'm trying to like keep you from experiencing it with me, but it's kind of too late. In today's video, we decided that we're in the mood for a little bit of romance. We literally haven't read regular romance in most likely a year. Because we've only been reading romantasy.
Yeah, we've been obsessed.
Yeah, we've been down bad for the romantasy. And just fantasy
in general.
In general, we've been in a fantasy like chokehold. But we decided to switch it up, do regular romance. And so we have quite the array of options for us today, which I'm very, very, very excited about. Because all of them are books that I've seen other booktubers raving over. So that's a slay. First up on the docket. We saw a bunch of good things about it. Toxic parent, family troubles and stuff like that. And that seemed like enough trouble to keep me interested. If you're not going to slay a dragon, there might as well be some family troubles. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So this is the first one that we're going to read. And we're going to see how it goes. But it is kind of thicky. I'm a little nervous about it now. Okay, bye. Our faith in romances has been restored.
It's pretty good already.
It's getting me. It's getting me.
I'm only on page 27 and I'm like, wow, this could be a 5.
Yeah. I mean, there's definitely room for it to get weird. Course. Obviously. But like...
pretty great right now.
I
like the dynamic between the two.
Yes. No, I like the writing style.
Yeah.
We got the kitty a hammock.
She's living her best
she's
life.
Loud. And coming from above. But yeah, regular romance now. I'm gonna give it more chances, I think. This is converting me, which I thought was impossible.
Yeah. I was not expecting like anything crazy from this book.
No, me either. It's good. Are we gonna be romance people?
I mean, technically we kind of are. I mean, even if it's romantasy.
Yeah, but
we're down for
I feel like romantasy and romance are so ridiculously different. Because regular romance is a lot more like... I can handle cringe over cheesy, and cheesy is in romance way more, and it can get kind of like cringe in romantasy, you know, like there's sexual scenes where they're like, and then he touched my wings, and I'm like, you know, but in romance it's like weird pickup lines, and, you know, and they're like, and then he got my coffee order. But in romantasy, at least you have like the fantasy to carry it along, and then it's just like a lot of spice most of the time. But at least there won't be any weird stuff. I always get weirded out. I get weirded out in fantasy when they get a little too animal like. I'm like, they start growling at each other and stuff. Make this a little hard for me.
Oh god.
But at least they shouldn't be growling in here. There's no excuse.
Whatever problem they do.
Yeah, no excuse if there's some growls. Also, I can't get over this freaking cat. Like, if you have a stinking kitty, like, look at her. And look at her little body. You kidding me? Look at that. Look at her. She's living her best life up there. What a good cat. And surprisingly, the suction cups are, like, keeping her up. And she's, like, maybe, what, 11 pounds?
11, 12 pounds, something like that.
11, 12 pounds. Of course, we don't leave her up there when we're not in here. I'm covering my hair because it's gross. I can't believe my faith in romance has been restored after how many pages?
27.
27 pages is all it took.
Wow.
This is why, even though you could obviously be led astray by other people's recommendations, if you find a good set of booktubers, just trust them. Because it might change your whole viewpoint on a whole genre. Tell them what's happening to you.
Reactions to the book. And I never have reactions. But this romance is good. It's getting me. I'm like, oh, you guys, look at him go.
She said, look at him go. She's finally falling for a romance because they're actually falling in love rather than just getting raunchy with it. It's cute or whatever. I'll give it to them. They're being pretty cute, and it's always better. What is this piece of hair? Literally just straight down. It's always better when the boy is down bad.
Facts.
Are we romance people now? I don't know when the last time I updated you guys.
We're in a chokehold right now.
We're in a chokehold. I know I updated. I don't know. We're filming multiple videos at once, and so I'm getting confused. But if I haven't done already, I think we're now obsessed with romance. Will this spiral us? I don't know. Let me spit out my gum. I feel rude.
I don't know if this will spiral us or make us not want to read romance again because it was so good.
I know.
Like.
No, I've literally been thinking that it's going to. Hello. I feel like it's literally going to put us into a reading slump. And one, I have no time for that right now. And two, we have more romance books to read specifically for this video. So it's like,
if we knew this was going to be a 5, we would have read this, the last of our romance.
Right. Right.
How are we supposed to read the other ones?
So we think what we're going to do is we're going to finish this one up. Definitely today. Not probably. Hello. We're going to finish this. We have like this side left to do. And then we're probably going to read Magnolia Parks because all I've heard about them is that they're toxic and like it's a completely different world. They're the romance with the asterisk, you know, where you're not supposed to like ever want this kind of romance, but it's just like a story. And I think that'll be okay to break it up because then the next book that we have planned is more romancy, like you want them to be together kind of romance. And I don't think I'm ready for another they should be together kind of romance after this because if the ending is good, it's 100% a 5.
Yes.
If the ending is bad, it's a 4.5. There is barely any wiggle room. Like, I have not felt this way about a book in a really long time. And yes, we've given other books 5 stars, but this book, to me, is like a 6 star. Is it anything earth-shattering? No. Are the characters, like, super deep, crazy? No. And do the characters have their flaws? Yes. As I'm not saying that everything about it is perfect. It's just the way it's making me feel is hitting. It is the kind of book that you read, and it either gets you into the genre or it gets you into reading again. Like like Throne of the Fallen is always gonna have a special place in our heart because it got us really into reading again. Like it kickstarted this whole channel.
And it really got us into like romantic-y side of things and like we've been like.
And so I like consider it like a 6-star book. Do I think that there's like nothing wrong with it? No, but like the way that it made me feel was just so like the fact that it catapulted us into a whole YouTube channel. You know, like that's where I put it at. Like it was able to like completely change things for me. Whereas this, like this is enough to make me want to keep reading romance. And I normally do not like romance like that.
No.
Like romantasy, yes, I eat that up. You've seen me reacting to stuff like that. But like regular, everyday people, yeah. This
author just does it so well. Where
yes, like, I really recommend her writing
it and like everything about it.
Yeah,
it's just hidden.
It's really, really, really good.
I'm not excited for it to end.
No, I am not excited either.
And that's when you know it's a 5-star when you don't want the book to end.
Yeah.
That's how we felt about Throne of the Fallen. We really just did not want the book to end.
Yeah, we started getting sad. When you start getting like genuinely sad, where you're conflicted on if you should like fight it or not, like when you're worried, like every page you flip, that you're like, oh, I should slow down, or oh, I should put it down. That's how you know.
Yeah.
That's how you know.
But now we're probably gonna get the other books from her. Actually, I'm sure that'll enter our TBR at some point.
Oh yeah.
Because this is great. If any other books are like this, like that's gonna be crazy.
Matters too much. I can see the stains of all the careless words. I say them 'cause they hurt.
If you haven't figured it out by now, it's a 5. So that's weird. If you didn't think that was a 5, you weren't paying attention. And now I'm nervous. Now I'm nervous because when we fell in love with Throne of the Fallen, we treated From Blood and Ash poorly. Here's one thing that I'll say, because this is a romance video, so I can be mushy. One thing I love about this kid over here. Since being in a relationship, and I want if you're in a relationship or you've been, whatever, you know, if you have any sort of experience, I want you to chime in. When you are with your true love of your life, I can talk to her about mud and be so engrossed in the conversation. Like, I always bring this up because it's like the key example of this, but the whole family was doing like a DIY renovation project together because like our bathroom needed some stuff done to it. and me and Sam were the ones that got sent out to go run one of the errands. We're at Home Depot. We're in the freaking parking lot, and we are having an in-depth discussion about the prices of the buckets at Home Depot. And we were like, I can't believe that they're so cheap, and oh my god, I know, can you believe it? Like, we were just talking, like, one, we were elderly, which was hilarious. Two, like, the price of the buckets really actually mattered. And three, like there was just no one else around. Like, we weren't taking up a spot in a parking lot. Like, it was just so ridiculous to me that halfway through the conversation I just burst out laughing, and I was like, what are we doing? Like, what is this? You know? And that's what I want from this. And that's what this gave me. Make it full circle.
Yeah.
Is that's what this is that moment.
Like, the mundane, everyday activities that
You're
you
like,
see, that you're just like, yeah. That is really what this book did.
Yes, and that's why I feel like it reached into my soul. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, we may or may not keep reading. We don't know. Probably not, but maybe.
We'll let you know. We may have been a little bad.
Listen to me. Listen to me. Before you judge me, okay? Because I know you know. If you've seen our recent video, our June TBR video, and the haul that we did while we were there, and we said in that video we weren't going to be buying more books. We all knew that was a lie. I don't want you to even tell me, because I know. But here's the thing. We weren't expecting to have a genre awakening, okay? And even though we have plenty of romantic-y books, this video has brought something out of us that we weren't expecting to happen. You know, we didn't see this coming because we don't like regular romance books.
I'll say regular romance is definitely very different than romantasy. It's like a whole different.
It's completely different, and we didn't see this coming. But then we've been reading Magnolia Parks, which we're gonna give you an update on because we haven't been that good about updating. We were about like that far. Even though that romance is like toxic.com, and I'm not necessarily like rooting for them, just like any romance talk, I'm still like eating it up, even though it's like not the same. You know, I'm not shipping them. I'm not hoping that they're together. Honestly, they're kind of annoying me. But like, it's just the whole genre I'm like enjoying all of a sudden. And it's nice to not have to have extreme world building in order to get some romance.
Yeah.
You know? And,
that's true. Yeah.
And so
we got a couple more.
You should probably give me the other ones that we got the other day. The Christina Lauren one.
Oh yeah. We were bad the other day.
We were bad the other day too. And I don't want to lie. I'm never gonna act like we're doing better than we are in terms of like the constant battle with buying books you have no business buying. I will be honest. We bought more books. Am I mad about it? No. So here's a romance book haul. Okay.
So the first book we bought.
Yeah.
Was yesterday we bought this book, Christina Lauren's new book. We read her Love and Other Words, and we really Love and what?
Christina Lauren is 2 authors. Did you know that?
No.
Yeah, they're 2 women.
What?
Yeah. Where's a picture of them? From Lena Beck. That's them.
Oh.
Christina Lauren. 2 people.
I might just got one.
Yeah. Anyways,
their other book. We really liked their book, Love and Other Words. No, is it And Other Words?
Yeah.
Love and Other Words.
That is my favorite romance of all time.
Yeah. So go read that one.
That was the first book that I ever recommended to her.
Yes.
Yes.
That's the first book I read that you recommended to me when we first got together.
Yes.
But this is her new one. It came out in May 2024.
Yeah. So. And we got it when we had Barnes & Noble
rewards. And we're
members. So we got our membership % off already. And then we had $10 of like stamps. So then it ended up being not that, I mean, it's still bad because they're new hardcover, so you know it's already like, you know, in terms of pricing. But
could have been worse.
It could have been worse. So then we're obsessed with we're obsessed with Abby Jimenez's books now.
Yeah, we wanted to read another one.
We haven't read any more, but like we're really excited because we really liked
that book.
And I literally just dropped one of these, so now they're at the corners like cracked. You can't tell, but you see that? I did that right now. That's so upsetting. We worked so hard to try to get good copies, and I just dropped them before.
It's all good.
Anyways, we were on the hunt for 2 copies of these because we saw them somewhere, and then we were like, maybe, and we didn't because we wanted to like know all of the books that she had out. And then we looked back into this one, but by the time that we looked into it, again, there's only one copy. So then we were at Target for something completely unrelated, and then we saw them there because they had like a decent amount, and they're so much cheaper. So
Target was
go to Target.
We were like, oh.
If you don't have a half price books and you don't have like thrift store kind of bookstores, I recommend going to Target in the book section because a lot of
like
them
13 and they're usually what, 18 or something.
This one was 18, but then like 20% off.
Yeah.
You know, like they'd have 20% off, 30% off stickers on basically all of their stuff. So I highly recommend it because what a stinking sleigh. Because we were looking for one of these books anyways, and then we just happened to be in Target. We're like, we might as well.
Meant to be.
So then, okay, I have to tell the story about this book.
Oh, yeah.
Because this is the book that she was doing. So we went to Barnes & Noble yesterday and today. But yesterday we were in our local Barnes & Noble and we're perusing around, whatever. We're in the romance because we were looking for Abby Jimenez books. And so I'm looking at like one of those tables that has all the books kind of like this, you know, like the stacks, and it's like TikTok and like all the stuff that you see like on the tables, whatever. And I hear this voice like kind of distant away from me, and Sam's like around the corner. Like she was
like I was behind you, but I wasn't looking at you. I was
you were like you were looking away from me. Like you were over there. And I hear this voice saying things we never got over, things or whatever, or like she just kept mumbling something, and like she was looking for stuff, and I looked down just as she said like things we never got over, and I pick it up to be like, oh, and I said, do you need this? Like, is this the book you're looking for? And I feel like, because she was with a guy, and I'm assuming it was like her boyfriend maybe, and it seemed like they were doing that challenge that's on TikTok where you're like, you have 10 seconds to go find all the books you want. Like, she was in a rush, but then they weren't like rushing to leave. Like once a certain time went on, then they were like just strolling around, but she was running around grabbing books, so I'm assuming that's what she was doing. But anyways, so I said, do you need this? And she goes, thanks for never. Like she yelled so loud and scared the crap out of me, like startled me. And I'm not the kind of person that gets like shy around strangers or weird around strangers. I'm normally perfectly fine when it comes to like interactions with random people, but she just screamed so loud that it startled me. So then I was like, you know, like, because I wasn't expecting for her to yell. And then she snatched it out of my hands, like not rudely, but just like excited. And then she was all like like that she had found it. Like she was so focused on like ravaging through the bookstore that I'm assuming her boyfriend, but the guy that was with her was like, I'm sorry, she doesn't go out very often, like making a joke. And then she turned around and like registered what she had done, and then she said sorry. But I was like,
and then I turned around and I was like, what the heck
just happened?
I was like, what was that? I was like
and anyway, we didn't get the book then because we were startled. I was overwhelmed.
Then you remembered later, and then we looked at it.
Then we went to a different bookstore, which is actually the one that's like closer to my mom. It is the best Barnes & Noble we've ever been to. Like, hands down.
And we thought our local one was like the best one.
Yeah. And then we went to hers, and I'm obsessed. They have the children's section on a different freaking floor. And that just does something for me.
It's on the first floor, which I think is so much better.
Yes, just keep the Rugrats over there.
Because our Barnes & Noble has the kids section up on the second floor.
Yeah, which is kind of more common. I've seen it in other two-floor books, Barnes & Nobles, where the kids section is on the second floor, and it's like, whatever. But it was so nice. Like, I mean, we've been there before, but like, it was busy the last time we went, and we were doing something with my sister, so we weren't really fully paying attention to like how good it was. And they were having an event, so it was kind of stressful. But this last time, like, we went, or like today, we went and like really got to peruse, and it is she's the best. She's the best. Their romance section was actually big.
Yeah.
Whereas other ones, I feel like they rely mostly on the tables, and then it's like maybe like 2 or 3 like shelves, like rows of not rows, but like 2 or 3 individual like shelves, you know. And that's it.
Yeah. And like our local one is actually okay with the romance. But,
because normally I think it's because normally we're going for stuff that's already on the tables, but because it's new. You know, like we went for like the Abby Jimenez book, the original one, for the summer, and that was like stacked because it was so new. And then the other ones have been romantasy that we've looked in the romance section for, and they just happen to have them, you know, because they're not like super popular or whatever, and they're series books, so they have a couple or whatever. But like the romance, when we've actually been looking for romance like recently, it was like kind of lacking in ours. And then half price books, you have no idea what you're gonna get. But this one, they had a bunch of copies of everything, even when like in the shelves where they're like stacked like this, not like the tables, but like when they're in the normal shelves, They normally don't have, unless it's like where they have it like, instead of being like this, they have it like this. Sometimes there's a couple copies, but they normally don't have a couple copies this way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? This is normally like, if you see it like this, there's only like one, most likely. But at this point, I don't know what they did. And we ended up being able to find something else there. Like, we were looking around and finding a bunch of other stuff that we were like writing down for
later.
Yeah, for things to buy later. But anyways, we saw this and I was like, oh my god, this is the book that girl almost tackled me over.
Yeah.
And then we looked at it, and I've been wanting to read this author's books because I've seen a lot of people recommend this author for romance. So, except
added to our DBR.
it was on the spicy section. And then
The Bodyguard.
The Bodyguard, because today, there's a clip of it already by this point, I think. But we were watching the new video that Sarah just posted, and she's a YouTuber I watch who is a booktuber, and she was doing summer recommendations, and there was like a romance section, and she said this book, and she said this book before, or I think I saw the vlog where she was reading this, something like that. But I normally don't pay attention when she's talking about romance because I'm normally not a romance person, but this time I was actually paying attention, so that was a recommendation from her channel. Anyways, I'm sorry we have this rogue cat. Literally, like, she was on the streets, can you tell? Literally. Like, this is why you were on the streets, because you're feral. Alright, we're gonna go, because this clip is literally 21 minutes long.
Staring at a map where I can't read the legend. I question every method I have. So I'm looking back to how we got things started when I gave you my heart. I still know the way.
Hi kids, what are you doing? Because what we didn't do is update you when we were supposed to, so. Am I surprised? No. Did I wish that we were better? Yes. Magnolia! You know what I mean? So we finished Magnolia.
I don't know if I want to keep reading the series.
I know. Okay, because
it left me, I don't even know.
I don't want to say too many spoilers, so we'll jump to that real quick because I have a lot to say in terms of spoiler town. But
I don't even know what to rate it.
I don't know what to rate it. I think we'll circle back to what we're gonna rate it maybe at the end because I need to think about it longer. It left us feeling icky is all I have to say in terms of not spoiling too much. So if you're gonna read it, I would just, even though you know going into it that you're not gonna have like
it's a toxic.
It's toxic. It just, I don't know. Especially I think based off of like what you are and are not okay with in your own relationship, and like if you've been around a toxic relationship before, if you understand that dynamic, blah blah blah. There's a lot of things going into it, but I just feel like
I wasn't expecting it to be that toxic.
I mean, I was, but I wasn't expecting for it to make me feel the way it did, like how it made me feel like I was in it, and that was, I mean, good in terms of the author. Like, the writing is good. The writing is good. I definitely see how there are some quotes in there that, like, people genuinely are really into. Like, there were some quotes that I was like, dang, that's, like, really good writing. But, I don't know. So, we're eager to move on to a romance that doesn't make us want to vomit. So, on to the spoiler section. Spoilers. BJ?
I hate him. And Paley.
Paley, disgusting. BJ, disgusting. Magnolia, annoying and gross. Like, all of them are literally, like, just
don't
get
want anything
from me.
I don't want anything to do with any of them.
No.
Like, I'm so over it. Like,
literally. Literally want nothing to do with them at all. They're all gross. And, like, I've been cheated on in, like, past relationships, and I personally strongly believe that it's not the person that they cheated with's responsibility. You know, like, to me, it's like, if Sam went and cheated on me, I wouldn't be mad at the person that she cheated with unless that person had a personal connection with me. Because if you just go cheat with a rando, like, to me, it's like they don't owe you anything. In my opinion. I mean, obviously, yeah, it's not a good thing to do, especially if you know about it. But, like, I wouldn't sit there and be like, how dare you? Like, no. They can go. You is who I have a problem with. You know what I'm saying? So, like, when I was expecting to find out who BJ cheated with, I already kind of felt like it was going to be someone like Paley. I literally told her I think it was Paley. But before I started thinking of who I thought it was going to be, I wasn't prepared to, like, feel so disgusting on who it was.
Especially because she, like, in the story, it says that, like, after the thing with BJ, like, when Magnolia found out, she's crying with Paley.
Yeah.
And she cried with Paley when she got in a new relationship. Like, Paley was there for it all, and that's what makes it even worse.
That's what makes it vile and disgusting. Because, like, how do you... To me, it's just, like... It's a different kind of betrayal. Like, that's just rotten. And then especially because, like, there was no reason for it, that it was just because he wanted to. And then for him to say that it was great, I'm just like, obviously I know you're not supposed to like be okay with the fact that they cheated, but like it just got worse and worse and worse and worse and worse.
Yeah. Because then there was a moment where I'm like, all right. And then, but then when he wouldn't tell her who he did it with initially, I was like, there's a reason he's keeping that secret.
Yeah.
I'm like, she shouldn't have just forgiven him and gotten back together with him.
Yeah.
And then it came out and she like smelled Paley when they hugged or something.
So
like,
freaking gross.
I'm surprised that she hasn't realized it was Paley sooner.
She said it was a perfume she hasn't worn in a long time. And then Paley having a panic attack, like, girl, be for real. You went in there, you followed him, you knew, come on now.
Yeah.
And then, like, when he said that they had, sorry. When they said that he had multiple, like, organic breaks during it that they could have stopped and they just kept choosing not to, I was like, nothing is more disgusting than that sentence. Like, you're openly saying, it was great and I wanted to, but I love her. And, like, how can she be with someone else? And blah, blah, blah. I mean, I get it. I think the whole point of it is to, like, BJ having such a low, like, sense of self and being, like, I'm just so rotten. And because of that, like, she deserves to be someone else. I'm going to make her leave me. And, you know, like, whatever. Like, all of that psychological mumbo, you know, like, whatever. But it just made me feel rotten. It made me feel disgusting. It made my heart go to my freaking booty. And I'm not even getting cheated on, you know? I was like,
yeah.
Like, made me feel so gross. So
made me feel even more mad at BJ. That is the fact that he kept getting like upset at Magnolia for like trying to date new people. I'm like, dude, you did something and she doesn't even know that yet.
Yeah. Honestly, I don't know. I want this ponytail is not giving. Anyway, I want to continue the story because I know so many people have liked it, but I don't know. So we're gonna think on it and read. But
we'll see.
Bye.
Oh, this train is running late. I seem a little far away, but I'll get there someday. Wait on me, wait on me, wait on me. Wait on me, wait on me, wait on me. I need to reach out and stop our world from spinning. Find a new beginning.
I'm this close. I'm this close. And I'm thinking it's going to be a 3.5. We're here to end off this video because we have finished the last book in the romance video. What do we think about that last book?
It ended stronger than it started for sure.
I'm giving it a 3.5, I think.
Yeah.
Giving it a 3.5. The writing started to bother me less and the romance started to pick up. It ended cute.
It was the beginning that just
the beginning
took forever.
The beginning was too long.
Once it got to the second half of the book,
good.
Way better.
Yeah. I don't know when it comes to reading more of her books necessarily. I mean, I would be interested in it as like a mindless kind of read. Like nothing that I would take like too seriously just because I didn't love it enough. But I mean, it wasn't a bad book by any means. It just was kind of like meh. I mean, above meh. It's not something that like I'll probably think about ever again. And I don't know. I'm very surprised about how we felt about this because one, our entire thought on like how each book was going to be was completely switched. Like I thought Magnolia Parks was going to knock me out of the freaking water and it did not. I thought that Just for the Summer was going to be lame, and it was amazing. I thought that this book was going to be different than it was.
Yeah.
And so every book ended up being different than I thought it was going to be. So
which is kind of an interesting.
Yeah, it's interesting, especially since it definitely got us into wanting to read romance, because, I mean, we said it a million times by this point, but we normally aren't just for regular romance type of books. And it made us buy a couple. I mean, you saw in the haul that we ended up buying more. So obviously this video was successful because we started wanting to read more of the romance books. So I say this is a success.
Yeah, out of the three, highly recommend Just for the Summer.
Yes, Just for the Summer. I mean, I recommend all of them. I mean, just take what you will from each one. If you're trying to have a book that you like I think
they're all good for different different kinds of romance that you would prefer.
Yeah, I mean, Magnolia Parks is not like, I think Magnolia Parks is definitely good if you want something that's kind of relatable, if you've had that kind of
toxic
relationship, because I've had toxic relationships in the past, I feel like I was able to see it a little bit differently than you because I enjoyed it more than she did. I mean, like, I don't enjoy the fact that it was toxic, but I could relate to certain aspects of it. So
where like there were some points when I just felt like I just didn't understand like why.
Yeah.
But like you kind of understood.
Yeah. So
a different level.
Yeah. So if you've had toxic relationships, I mean, I'm not saying like toxic relationships are the freaking, but
it's definitely like a different perspective. So that's one thing. And then, I mean, Just for the Summer, I think you could read at any given time. I think that was a super fun book. And then, but this book, I feel like this one would be really good if you only can bring like one book and you want a romance that's longer, that'll like last you. Yeah. Because I've seen where like you go on a trip and you only can bring one book, or you're going to the beach all day, or like
it was like 500 pages. So
yeah, like you're going on a plane and like you need one for there and back. You know, like if you're not like a super fast reader and you would be able to like make it last, that's like a bigger book that you wouldn't have to bring two. So maybe if that's what you're looking for, like because I've heard people specifically request for like travel books to be able to like read on the plane or like whatever. Yeah. Read a long car ride if you could read in the car.
It's definitely not like a hard read. So
no. It's just a little long. But it's long, but it's easy. So some options for you. But we're gonna go because we have clearly a full stinking cart. I'm so excited about it. We're gonna go. We have many books to read, and we will catch you in the next one. Silly goose. You better keep clicking. Click. You better keep watching.
Please.
I need you. Okay.